Well, Jamie Yuccas is in Sugar Land, Texas, just outside of Houston there. It looks pretty tough. You're with a constable, are you, Jamie?
Yeah, I am. I'm with Constable Trevor Nails here this morning, and he was telling me that I'm standing right now in Anne Marie water that was not here at 7 o'clock last night.
That's correct. We were here evacuating people out of this neighborhood up till 7 p.m. last night because under the cover of darkness, it's not really safe to do this. And as I look at the water right now, we're looking at least 10 to 12 inches where it's risen from 7 o'clock last night. And I would assume that's from the heavy rainfall we had last night and into this morning.
It's still raining right now, and that's really the biggest problem. And now people really have no way out by car in this area.
Yeah, any small sedan or even a F-250 type truck will not be able to navigate the waters because it's up to 4 feet in some areas on the paved roadways.
So I have to tell you, Constable told me a little bit earlier, there's a lake back here that has alligators and snakes in it. So if people are going to try to make their way out by walking, that's what they're going to have to contend with. But that's something I guess you do here in Texas?
Well, that's some of the warnings we provided to the residents yesterday. Everyone's outside, they're in water up to their hips, and we warn them, you know, there's alligator, there's snakes. Don't risk your personal safety by just sightseeing. Stay indoors, stay inside the home so we don't have anyone injured.
And now an airboat was out yesterday. That captain in particular is now having to evacuate his family because you have neighborhoods in the surrounding area that are now under a threat.
Yes, there's neighborhoods from Richmond, Rosenberg area all the way down through Sugar Land. They're under mandatory evacuation. And those locations are specifically along the Brazos River.
And the Brazos River just underwent a 100-year flood less than 18 months ago. What does this do to the resources here?
That's correct. In May of 16, we had what we declared as a 100-year flood where it was so significant. And that's when the Brazos River crested at approximately 55 feet. The National Weather Forecast, as of the latest information I received, that the Brazos River could exceed 59 feet.
Is this something that you ever thought you would see?
I've lived in this area for over 25 years, and I've never seen water up to this level in this neighborhood.
How many people are still stuck in here and maybe having to ride it out at this point?
Well, I would range it at several hundred. I don't know the exact number of homes in the neighborhood, but as I was out navigating this through the airboat or a large truck, I spoke to the residents, and they wanted to ride it out because only 2 houses have water in as of last night. That may change right now.
Yeah, with an extra foot of water.
That's correct. But many of them were saying, well, we have power, we have the resources, water, food, things of that nature. So they were just going to ride the storm out. But I'm thinking with the conditions we have now, maybe they would think about that once again.
And we're trying to get another airboat in here or some type of large vehicle that might be able to pull some of these people out.
Well, I'm confident we'll have an airboat here very shortly, and we'll be able to navigate through here to give people another option. If they want to evacuate, we can help them with that.
A lot of people thought, you know, the storm would hit, they could maybe get out by Tuesday or Wednesday, and that this would be clear. But when you're looking at all this water, how long realistically do you think these people are going to be stuck inside their homes?
Well, it's the Oyster Creek that basically borders and snakes around this neighborhood. And the Oyster Creek feeds into the Brazos River. And the Brazos River is the biggest concern right now for this localized area. So the water is going to have nowhere to go. So these folks could be stuck in here 3, 5, possibly 7 days.
7 days, a whole week?
Well, depending on the weather patterns, things of that nature, and what happens with the Brazos River.
All right, Constable Trevor Nails, thank you so much for being with us this morning. We appreciate it. You guys, this is a situation out here that is playing out throughout Southwest Houston. It's a rapidly changing situation. I can tell you that there were a number of roadways that would have been easy to get to this location last night that are now shut down. And we're talking about major highways at this point. So that's the situation here in Southwest Houston. And it doesn't look like it's going to get better anytime soon. As we've been talking about, could be potentially 50 inches of rain by the time this thing is all done, and you can see where we're at right now with people in gated communities like this one stuck.
Jamie, let me ask you a quick question. You know, we were just listening to officials from FEMA talking about people getting involved and getting citizens to help. I'm curious about the constable's point of view on that. We've seen a lot of video of individuals with their own boats heading out to try and rescue people. We know that emergency personnel are under a tremendous amount of strain. How does the constable feel about citizens sort of getting out there and helping each other?
So Anne-Marie Green back in New York is wondering how you feel about citizens helping other citizens. Like if somebody has a boat, should they be coming to you, or is there a place that they can meet up with you to come help?
We've had a lot of people that have contacted me personally or contacted other law enforcement officials or emergency management wanting to offer that assistance with different type boats. But airboats are really your best resource to get into neighborhoods like this, because sometimes you may not know the depth of the water. So if there are family or friends that want to actually contribute to this effort, I would recommend they contact the local Red Cross. There are shelters in Houston, there are shelters in Richmond, Rosenberg area that they could provide some assistance. But from a law enforcement perspective, we're going to use the resources that we have available.
And so it's neighborhoods like this where the airboats are really going to be needed as opposed to boats, whereas maybe some other areas of Houston where it's along a river or along where you know the depths of the waterway that you could put a boat in and help.
That's correct. And it's not uncommon to see just a boat that you'll see residents put people in it and they walk the boat to safety. So I'm surprised we haven't seen this in this community. I know we've seen it in other communities throughout the greater Houston area. And that's a means to get people to safety if they don't have law enforcement readily available to them.
All right. Anne-Marie?